One interesting thing about using LLMs for data analysis is that you can ask open-ended, unstructured questions and get the necessarily subjective answers that those require. My name's Lawrence Sinclair, and I'm CEO of SkyDeck.ai. One of the interesting new tools on SkyDeck.ai is a data analysis tool that you can point to your own data source, say a Redshift data warehouse or a PostgreSQL database. And then you can use it to do very advanced agent-like analysis of your data. So you can just ask these sorts of very open-ended questions and get responses from it. And those responses can be verbal responses, they can be SQL that you can run, and data extracted from your data system. In this example, we're simply going to ask what sort of interesting analysis can we perform with this data warehouse. We're going to be that open-ended. And remember, folks, this agent doesn't know in advance anything about the data source it's been pointed to. And it has to figure out everything, just like a person would if they'd seen this data warehouse for the very first time. So here we have the agent starting. It first generates some thoughts. So to answer this question properly, I first need to see what's available in the data warehouse. Thought 1. Run InfoSQL database on all tables to see what data is available. Thought 2. Run List SQL database to get a list of tables. Thought 3. There's no clear third option since I need to know what's in the data warehouse before I can suggest an analysis method. The best thought is 2. It comes to the conclusion, analyzing its thoughts. It's more efficient to get a list of tables first, then look at each table's data using InfoSQL database if necessary. So the function to use is List SQL database. It produces a list of the tables in the database. And we have to wait a little bit while the LLM does some analysis of these tables. Now it's produced an analysis of the tables it's seen. There are several tables present, and based on the names, some themes are becoming apparent. Financial data tables, weather data tables, property data, geography-related tables. It seems like the database has a lot of data on financial market, weather condition, and real estate. Thought 1. Analyzing the potential correlation between weather data and stock prices or dividends. Thought 2. Evaluating impact of various financial events like IPOs or earnings reports on property prices in different geographical areas. Thought 3. Investigating how different geographical factors may play a role in stocks or property prices. I believe, says the agent, the best thought is 1. Not only would it be an interesting multidisciplinary study, but it could potentially uncover unique insights. However, to confirm our options, we need to investigate what specific data each table holds. Let's start with weather, state, day, and security price day tables. To continue, we generate a data schema for each of these tables. So it calls the function InfoSQL database on weather, state, day, and it produces the output, the DDL for this table. And it's going to do the same for security price day. So now we've actually looked at the DDL for the security data and the weather data, and those extracts also include samples of the data in each of those tables, and we've determined this data is good, is interesting. Now the agent goes on to come up with some ideas. So it says, based on available tables in the database, we can perform various interesting analyses combining financial market data with weather data. The relevant tables for this would be weather state day and security price day. Some potential analysis that we could perform are 1. Analyzing a potential correlation between weather data and stock prices or dividends, specifically focusing on companies heavily dependent on weather, such as agricultural, energy, and retail sectors. 2. Evaluating stock performance on the days of significant weather events, such as major snowfall or storms. 3. Examining whether companies in weather-dependent sectors show a predictable pattern in their stock prices according to seasonal weather changes. 4. Correlating economic indicators with weather patterns to identify potential trends. The exact direction of the analysis would depend on more specific research questions and the sector that we want to focus on. Then the agent just repeats all of this as its conclusion. The bottom line, though, is that we asked a very open-ended question, and it was quite subjective. But actually, the agent came up with some very good suggestions. Nothing wrong with them at all. They were quite exemplary. And it figured out all of this from an otherwise virgin data source from its perspective. Also, if you want to use this agent yourself right now on your own data or on this same data warehouse that we've set up, you're free to go to SkyDeck.ai, sign up. There's a free trial, and you can play around with this. This is just one of many very interesting examples of how this tool works. Currently, this works using OpenAI's GPT-4, so you'll need to add your own GPT-4 API key to use this, but future versions will let you use a wide range of models to implement this sort of analysis. And the SkyDeck.ai system itself supports Anthropic and Vertex, and any model you want. Like, you could have your own trained model deployed on AWS via Hugging Face, or maybe an open source model like Meta's Llama 2. You can use that using SkyDeck.ai as well. There are a lot of other cool features too, but I think you'll find, if you're into data analysis, that this is really very interesting. Thank you.